He's just a good old boy who loves burning rubber and driving fast. You're tuned into the Clay Millican YouTube channel, where you never know what you're gonna see.
Hey, I'm out in the shop. I'm gonna tell the truth. When I got home from the 24 hours of Daytona, which hopefully you've watched that video, the ice storm was coming in. Y'all have heard it, I don't know how many times on this channel. I hate the cold, but what am I doing today? I'm cold, but I am out in the shop, and we have been, I ain't even really talked about it, but we've had like headlight issues on the old twin turbo Hemi Dodge. So I'm doing a couple things. First thing I'm doing, fairly easy. I have popped out, very simple. I popped out the headlight switch, which goes right there. Pretty simple, it just snaps in and out. And I have got a brand new switch to go in it from Standard. Pretty simple. So 3 screws, I'm gonna change this deal out. So what's going on with the headlights is when you turn the power on, they flicker. And sometimes when you turn them off with the switch, they stay on. And then you have to turn them back on, back off. So it's like a little something going on with the switch. So I'm gonna give the switch a change. Quick, simple change. 3 screws, boom, that's in there. Some real live test action here. So I'm gonna flip the switch on, see if the lights come right on. Let's see. Boom, yep, on, off, on, off. So that works. The other thing I've been doing today besides that was change the oil in the engine on the motorhome, change the oil on the generator. 24 quarts of Valvoline. Thing holds a lot of oil. It's I don't even know what you call them other than it's a red top Cummins. Cummins power in the motorhome. So that's what's been happening. You've gotten some content. This content, though, is like part of it's a week old, part of it is right now. A lot of YouTubers do that. You just don't always really gather it because when you're in a shop setting, you don't know what day it is. So I'm just telling you the truth. Just hammering away. It is freaking gorgeous outside. And I can't get anything done just for the simple fact I'm tuned in to sick week. Be glad when the staging lanes are closed so I can go to work. Next thing on the agenda, something a little more fun. I've got to put the laptop in here and figure out how to make the 2-step work. And if I get really froggy, maybe the bump box. Got the laptop sitting over here. Wanted to go over a couple things first. Most people watching this probably already understand and know, but I thought I would just kind of explain it a little bit. So Jeffrey did this. It's pretty cool. So right here, this red button is called a Transbrake button. This button is called a bump button. So I'm gonna start with Transbrake first. So if you apply this button, listen. Gotta have the key on. I'll wait for that because if I turn the key on, the door chime will be chiming. So when you apply this button, what it does is lock the transmission in first and reverse. And at that point, you can then stomp on that loud pedal and hold it there and bring the engine RPM up against the torque converter. And what you're doing is basically allowing the engine to rev up and the car, or in this case truck, to sit still. When the light flashes, boom, you let go, you're off and running. So that's the Transbrake. Now let's talk about this button and this button. So with a turbo car, sometimes you gotta hold the Transbrake, mash it to the floor, and allow the exhaust coming out of the engine to spool up the turbos. In other words, get the turbos spooling as fast as they can go to build boost. So you would ideally do this when you have the top bulb on the Christmas tree. At that point, and if y'all have watched any kind of turbo cars, you'll see them lunging. So at that point, you would hit this button, which would intermittently interrupt the Transbrake button. You're not doing it here, you're doing it here. And in the laptop, you can set the amount of time the Transbrake button lets out, jumps back in. Does it really quick or the car would lunge a lot. But you'll see some turbo cars really bump back and forth. So on the floor, on the Transbrake button, hit that button. Boom, 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 to finish bumping the vehicle into the second bulb. So that's the two buttons. I have not messed with either one of them on the truck. Again, I know this is getting long-winded and a long time getting all this done, but I do have a day job, which I kind of like. So I'm going to grab the camera and shut the door so I can let y'all hear what happens when you apply the Transbrake and the bump button. I've been messing with those settings to get it to work, and I want y'all to know what that is. So I'm hoping y'all can hear the Transbrake running over the fan, because truck's at 200 degrees. I let it warm up, I turned it around. So y'all listen real closely. Listen for the Transbrake. Click, listen, as I push the bump button. Hear that? So that allows the truck, the vehicle, to creep forward when you're trying to stage and stay spooled up at the same time. With a naturally aspirated nitrous car, ProCharger, blower, all that sort of stuff, you don't need a bump box. You just simply pull in, turn both bulbs on, mat it, tree flashes, let go of the button, and you're off and running. Now, let's see if this stuff works on Dentley. Okay, so if I've done this right, we went in here on the fast system, and I have set the stage 1 RPM limit to 3,000 RPM. We've got the high side at 8,000. We're not hoping to get to that level. So what we're going to do, apply the Transbrake, hold it to the floor, see if it goes to 3,000 RPM. That's the game plan. See if it works. All right, here we go. Transbrake check. First gear, applying the Transbrake. Now we're going to go to the floor, see where it goes. Hoping for 3,000 RPM. And we definitely did. All right, one more time. Just to be sure. I wasn't logging, I want to log it. Here we go. Two-step check complete. All right, let's take a look at the log. So, sun's bad. So you can see here, that's 3,000 RPM. It's throttle position 97%, and air fuel ratio 13.8, fuel pressure 48, map 3.9, so that's how much boost we were making. Engine RPM's actually 2,900. We had 20 degrees of spark. So now the next thing is bump box. Bump ain't really a bump box, it's part of the fast system, but does our bump work? Let's give that a try. Okay, since we're going to give the bump a try, let's go from 3,000, let's just go to 4,000. I'm not even sure the converter will get here, but we're going to give it a try. Here we go. 4,000 RPM, Transbrake, rev limiter, bump box attempt. Let's see if it all works. All right, Transbrake on. We're gonna go to the floor and then we'll hit the bump button. Money. Bam. Hey, everything works. Let's save the log and see what that looks like. Pull Dentley back inside. I'm sure my neighbors love me out there. All right, let's take a look at this log here. TPS, 97%. Engine RPM 3950, so our change made a difference. EGTs starting at number 1, 1272, 1200, 1224, 1192, 1136, 1168, 1064, 1104. And our map, all right, 6.7 pounds of boost, so it picked up quite a bit from just adding that 1,000 RPM. Everything works. I'm just telling y'all, I know this is taking forever, but this thing will hit the racetrack at some point. And God, I just love this thing. I love it, love it, love it. All right. Why do I always say all right? That's one of those things should turn into a drinking game, I think. Transbrake works, two-step works, bump box. Beautiful day, great day to be out here. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Please let your friends know about our channel so that we can just keep growing and growing, getting ever so close to that 49,000 on our way to 50. We're going to give away something really, really cool when we hit 49,000, so please share with your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Brrr, I love it. Little bump box, two-step, twin-turbo Hemi, Dodge, Ram, four-door. You know what it is. Dentley. Here it comes, y'all. Everybody be safe. Ow! Holy moly, y'all. Look at that. That's ice balls. Iggy, you don't want to go out there in that.